So just a little bit about me before I get started. I am an expert digital marketer. We've done over $41 million online in just 5 years. And I've been in the real estate business for 21 years. I've written 4 best-selling books, and I've sold over 2,300 homes. So I'm just like you. I know what it's like to be in real estate. I've been in every single market, a little bit discouraged, a little bit unsure every once in a while, right? The market's changing, interest rates are changing, and we're worried, like, is it going to be like 2008? Your clients are asking you, buyers are saying they're going to wait because they're afraid it's going to crash. Sellers still have the same mindset as they had 6 months ago. They're unrealistic about the market. And of course, it's all your fault, right? How many of you ever feel that way? You're like, oh my gosh, right? And then what happens is we feel like this, like we're working all these, this is how my hair really looks, by the way, frizzy and short. This is fake hair. Like you're chasing business, you're doing open houses, you're cold calling, you're door knocking, you're wasting your money, you're trying to figure out what's working. You're like, ah. How many of you ever feel like that? Any of you do this, right? And that's okay. That's okay to feel that way. The idea is we just need to be aware so we can prepare. Everybody say, be aware so I can prepare. And that's what you're doing right here. That's so cool that Street Techs put this on and Marcus put this on for all of you so that you can prepare and be aware. So what I'm going to show you right now is a way that's helped me generate millions of dollars in 2 different businesses in real estate and in teaching realtors just like you. And it all arrives from thinking a little bit differently in our business, okay? Now, I know that you've been told forever and ever to start doing video, right? Like video is the king, you got to do video. You know, that's why Eric was on here talking to you about awesome YouTube, and he does such a great job there. And for somebody like Eric, it might seem like it just comes natural and it's easy, okay? But I would venture to say that even for somebody like Eric and myself that does it all the time, that it is not easy, and that we're not just naturally motivated. We're motivated by the results that we know that we get from doing something consistently and sticking to it over time, okay? I know that most of you, like normal people, do not love doing video. If you like doing video, you're one of the weird people, like you just are from planet Mars, okay? Normal people do not like doing video because we're afraid of what we look like, what we sound like. Are we going to make a mistake? Do they like us? We're too thin, we're too young, we're too old, we're too new, we're too experienced, like we're green. We all have the feeling, okay? Even people that are good at it feel like that sometimes. Sometimes I'd rather eat dog poop than record a video. But I know that if I do videos on a consistent basis and I make sure they're actually being seen, I know that eventually it turns into lots of money. And we love money. And if you don't love money, we need to get you to learn to love money, because when you have more money, research shows you will be happier. And also when you have more money, you can do more with it, okay? So we need to learn to love money, because we can then be more of a philanthropist, and we can utilize the money to make our lives and other people's lives better. Make sense, everybody? Okay? Also, as we get into this, for some of you, you're going to have this brain that says, this won't work. Not a good idea. Whether it's me talking or anyone else talking, the reason why we're on this panel is because we are having success in our business. Success leaves clues, okay? So when you see what's working for somebody, you want to emulate it. So as that negative voice comes in your head that says, this won't work, you can't do it, it's too hard, too much time, you're not with good technology, whatever else, you've got to like snap the bracelet, move it over, and change your mindset. Can we all do that? Just at least for today while people are training. Can we agree? Yes? Okay. All right. And if you're uncomfortable doing something, what you resist, you must persist. The thing that you are most afraid of doing or not wanting to do is typically the thing that's going to get you the most results. All right. And when you do them consistently, your business absolutely can change for the better. Okay, so let's move on here. So a lot of you are relying on traditional things. I'm not saying that the MLS doesn't work or Zillow doesn't work or open houses work, but when you just do the same thing that everyone else is doing all the time, marketing with pins, flyers, cold calling, for sale better, expireds, door knocking, you name it. When you're doing all those things, what's happening is the only thing that you can do to compete with somebody else is to cut your commission, to lower your cost. And the reason being is because you're getting lost in the crowd. You have become a commodity, okay? Let me explain what a commodity is. A commodity is something that is interchangeable and replaceable, all right? Think about commodities. Commodity is gas. It's a cell phone service providers. It's internet providers. It's things that you can get, a lot of, like realtors, right? Like agents. There's a lot of us. And so when there's so many people, if we can't differentiate ourselves, if we can't be doing what everyone else, like if our community can't see us and go, wow, I don't see anybody else doing that. Wow, I didn't even think about that, right? That's when you know you've hit it. So let me put this into perspective. Think about it. Is there not your doctor, but is there a specific doctor that when I say their name and like, oh, who's the number one doctor in your area? Who's the number one insurance agent? Who's the number one financial advisor? Who's the number one divorce attorney? Who like you just know them. You're funny, Steve. Yeah, Dr. Phil, locally, right? If you can't answer that question, they're not doing a very good job marketing. So we want to make it to where we have an unmatched value proposition. All right, an unmatched value proposition, and we're doing what everyone else is not doing. The market that we're in right now absolutely reminds me of the 2008 market, okay? Back in 2008, my best year was I sold 169 homes. I was the only licensed agent. I had an assistant and a transaction coordinator, and I sold 169 homes. That was during the crash. But what happened was I was doing awesome. I had worked with 13 different 13 different banks and asset management companies. I sold their foreclosures. I'd show up to work in a day and there'd be like 3 new assets that they would just send to me. It was great for like 4 or 5 years. The market got better. All of a sudden, I went from selling over 100 homes down to 12 one year. And I was like, oh my gosh, the market got better. I have not been marketing myself at all. Nobody knows me. I'm not, I'm selling foreclosures. You don't market foreclosures. There's like dog poop on the walls and everything else. And they used to sell faster than we could even list them. So I wasn't marketing them. You guys remember those days? Okay. If you don't worry, but it was tough. All right. So the market got better. So what I did was I started realizing, okay, Krista, nobody knows you. You need to transform the way you're doing business. You need to change so that everybody in this town knows who you are. So I committed to switch my marketing. And I just started looking at what the Fortune 500 companies were doing. Nike, Whole Foods, Google, McDonald's. They were marketing everywhere. Everyone knows who Google is because everywhere you can't go anywhere without seeing a Google ad or right, they're everywhere. The reason why McDonald's markets during the Super Bowl is because they know that attention is currency. The more attention you can get, it's currency, the more money you will make. So I realized I had to start marketing myself and make sure that anytime somebody thought about real estate or they thought about my community, they thought about me. So that's when I started looking at what was working outside the real estate industry and putting it into the real estate industry. Okay, so I want you to think about when you can recognize a new opportunity, that is going to really help your business. So because when you recognize a new opportunity that's used from other industries and implement it in your own, that's what has helped me to stand out no matter what the market's doing. Because I was trying to be different and unique so that people would see me and I could differentiate myself, okay? So there's over 3,564,000 active real estate agents and realtors. So what's happening to a lot of you is you're just getting lost in the crowd. So your job is to make it to where it is impossible for anyone not to think about you or to know who you are. So ask yourself this question: whether or not you're working with somebody, does every single person in your area, based upon how you market, and remember, marketing and innovation is the backbone behind any business. Does every single person, based upon how you market and how you position yourself to your community, do they all know about you? Can you say, like beyond a shadow of a doubt, at least 70% of the people know who you are? I can tell you, I can say that they do in my area. I can't go anywhere without everyone knowing me. Now, I know a lot of you like to be secret agents. You don't like a lot of attention, but attention is currency. And the more attention that you can get from your community by letting them know what it is that you do, who you are, how you can serve them, and how you are different from them will absolutely transform your business. Because I want you to think about attention as currency. Back in the 1900s, there was a study done from the entertainment industry, and they realized that people needed to see an advertisement 7 times before they would buy a movie ticket. That was back in the 1920s. They didn't have the internet, Google, pinging, ponging, dinging, donging, Twitter, twatter, you name it. Like they didn't have this cool thing called the cell phone that like takes your attention everywhere. So you need to think that that's probably closer to around 47 times that somebody needs to see you before they know who you are. So ask yourself this question: do people know about me well before they're ready to purchase or sell or buy or refer? Do they know who I am? Am I top of mind? Am I constantly in their face? Am I making it impossible for them to forget about me? If not, I promise you they are. Okay. I will tell you that I have gone to Home Depot and I'll see the client, and my clients still loved me when I was in real estate. Like, I am a people pleaser. They love me. I worked hard for them. And I will tell you, it's happened to me where I'd be in Walmart and they're like, oh my God, Krista, we just bought. And I'm like, but you didn't use me. You love me. Because I let them forget about me. It's happened to us all, right? Don't lie. It's happened. Okay. Don't let it happen again. How do you do that? You be a master of your marketing. Anytime anybody thinks about real estate or marketing or your town or your city, they think about you because you are constantly adding value. You're serving, you're not selling. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that right now. Okay. The reason why 87% of agents fail within the first 5 years is they do not think about their business as a whole, well-rounded business. Okay. There's pockets of your business. There's marketing, right? If marketing is attraction, your goal is to attract, not chase. Buyers and sellers start their home search. 97% of them, according to NAR, it's a recent stat, start online. And they typically start 3 to 6 months prior to saying today's the day. You need to educate them before they're ready to take action. You need to educate them 3 to 6 months ago, right? So that when they're ready, they think about you. You're top of mind. That's good marketing. But after you start marketing, you're going to generate leads. Right? I'm going to get leads. That's why street checks work so well. They get you leads. Now we got to make sure that we nurture those leads because we know the process takes time. We know it takes 47 plus times for them to actually have to see us before they'll say yes. And when you generate leads from your marketing and nurture them correctly, you will convert more. Everybody say convert. Convert like you want to convert. Okay. And then if you can fulfill on that and deliver the best experience ever, they are going to love you and come back to you. But they will not come back to you if you don't continue to market and nurture. If you do that, they will continue to refer you. They will list with you. They will absolutely resell with you. They will become your lifelong clients, but you have to get that through rituals and routines. Okay. All right. So here's Alicia. She did over $1 million last year, right? Here's Dave Novak, 50 plus homes, 700K earner here. And we've got Linnea in here as well. So I'm going to show you what you need to do in today's market. The first thing you need to do is you need to absolutely provide unmatched value. And you need to differentiate yourself and your business. And if you do that, you can outlast any shift in any market, including limited inventory and a recession. Everybody say, yes, I can do that. Okay. So change what you're saying to yourself. Many of you are scared and you're like, oh my gosh, the market. Nope. The market's in between your heads. Change the way that you're doing business. Okay. What I want you to think about is what you offer must be so different that there's no other product or service that is like it. Okay. So you cannot be compared to any other business or any other real estate agent. You're forcing your community to stop and think like, why is nobody else doing this? Why haven't I seen that yet? Why haven't they told me about that? Okay. When you do that, commission doesn't become a problem. When you are a commodity, the only thing that you can change is you can just lower your price. When you are a commodity, it's a price driven. You're competing with who's going to be the cheapest. I want you to make it to where price doesn't come up because what you're doing is so different. So the commission question doesn't arise, right? Because you are not doing what everyone else is doing because they cannot compare you. They cannot compare you to what it is that your neighbor. How can you use your unmatched value proposition so that it's impossible to compare you to anybody else in your profession? Okay. Think about this. I want you to start thinking yourself as an educator and a content creator, because marketing, which is education, is attraction. That's how you're going to get to be a top producer. Marketing and innovation is the backbone behind any business. If you are not marketing yourself so people see you, you are losing money. I promise you, you are losing money. Okay. He who markets the most will win. because they have more leverage, they have more opportunity. So the goal is to educate people, serve, not sell, add value. We're going to show you how to do that right now. Okay. So your job is basically to bridge the gap from where somebody is to where they want to go. Everybody say bridge the gap. I got to bridge the gap. They're here. They want to get here. How do I help get them there? And I will tell you that educational tools work amazingly. And the reason why is because they position you as the authority. It shows that you're the expert. It's like the brain surgeon versus the general practitioner. You want to be the brain surgeon. Okay. And people are getting to know you before you even show up. You win before you arrive. The general practitioner works 30 times more and makes 20 times more. The general practitioner works 30 times more and makes 20 times less. You want to work less and make more. When you do this, it'll eliminate the competition. It's going to give you the competitive edge. You're going to answer questions ahead of time. You're going to help them answer questions they didn't even realize they needed to know about. That's when you know that you're really doing a great job. You're solving problems. You're giving solutions. You are serving, not selling. Okay. So how can top producers educate? You can do it through books, right? Through your community. You can do it through seller seminar, buyer seminar, right? Here's an example of the book that I wrote. Linnea is a co-author with me, right? Education is tool. Seller's guides, buyer's guides, right? You can do it through, here's an example of the marketing plan, an educational tool. It's through video content. It's driving traffic to one spot. It's the CMA drop off, right? With the QR code, directing traffic to a landing page, a buyer guide, a seller guide, driving traffic to a seller seminar, a buyer seminar, credit repair, you name it, right? All of these are educational tools that can help you. It's creating a listing presentation or a marketing video that you give to somebody before you get there. All of these are educational tools that you can use. Here's an example of a video that is an educational tool that I use to market myself, to make people laugh, but also show them the importance of digital marketing. Our marketing attracts listings like this. My marketing attracts homes like this, and this, and like this. Regular photography and 3D virtual tours are always a must. Ooh, yeah. Drone footage, yeah, baby. We utilize digital marketing and social media to expose your house to the masses. Here's our marketing. I do these. We actually wrote the book on selling real estate. No, really. We actually wrote the book. I have all of my essentials in my virtual office, perfectly organized. In my car office, it's the only thing keeping me together. Just fine out here. I've got cameras for the kids and lists, post-it notes everywhere. Oh, and look, in the last violation, and always dressed to impress. Slink mom. Next. You know it. Really, PJs? At least I get dressed. Oh, don't worry, these are my pajamas. What? Celebration. Let's celebrate. That was kind of funny, wasn't it? But actually, sadly, it's pretty true. If you're looking for a cutting-edge marketing expert who utilizes digital marketing, technology, and innovation to expose your home to the masses, well, then you have found the right real estate agent. Do me a favor, give us a call here at Homes by Krista, because we would love to help you. Okay, so you get an idea. So that was a funny video. There's a whole strategy on how to create videos that people will actually watch, and one of them is to use, if you can, to utilize to entertain them. Okay, what else can we do to educate our communities? Right, is that we can create a neighborhood on a monthly basis, bi-monthly basis, create a neighborhood 4-page brochure or 2-page brochure, and then we could put a QR code to it, which then links back to a video of us doing a market update to the community, right? So now they're seeing me in their inbox, they're seeing me online, they're seeing me all over, continually to educate people. Okay, we can then send a flyer on, hey, how our marketing got more money than our competitors on the exact same house, and then follow that up with a market update that's a local one. Okay, marketing guides, all of these things are things that you can utilize to position yourself as the authority and to be different, but you've got to be willing to do things differently. Okay, so this right here is an example of something that we do. When we want to get sellers to raise their hand, we will run video content to a specific target audience through Facebook. We'll put an ad spend behind it. Now, here's the deal, everyone. People are like, well, you spend money? Yes, we spend money, but we spend money to make money, okay? We spend money to make money, all right? So I know that that's why agencies market, because they want to get more exposure. So if you're creating content, first of all, you should always video repurpose it, meaning take that video that you're running an ad on, put it on YouTube as well, right? Put it on your website, because your website is owned by Google. They align. Google owns YouTube. So, you know, they're parent companies. So if you put your stuff on YouTube, it's going to go on, you're going to have search engine optimization. So you want to create this content, but then I also want to make sure that I'm going to get fast wins, okay? So when I create an ad using a video and I pay money to get people to see it locally, like thousands of people, and they're seeing me over and over and over again, and I'm educating, I'm helping, I'm adding value, I'm talking all about the community and everything else, then people start seeing me over and over again. But let's just say I specifically want seller leads, okay? If I specifically want seller leads, the first thing I want to do is I want to identify a problem that's happening in the market, okay? The problem that's happening right now in the market currently with sellers is that sellers are mad that they are not able to get what they used to get, okay? And they think that all the buyers are gone. Well, all the buyers, there's not as many buyers, but it's only because buyers aren't educated about what the market's doing. So instead of sellers having to reduce their, drop their price as much as they think, what they could do is they could offer creative financing to the buyers to help buy down their rate, right? And to make it easier for a buyer to be able to qualify. So actually, it's a better time for a buyer to buy now than it was 6 months ago. And if you educate sellers and buyers upon that, it's going to change their viewpoint. So if I want to get leads, I'm going to identify a problem that's happening in the market, create video content about that problem, then I'm going to pay a small advertising budget to make sure that as many people as possible in my community actually see that video. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. So once I create an ad, and you can do this through Street Text, I create a video ad targeting somebody's problems that they're having. I've used video, so I make sure they're seeing me over and over again. I'm marketing to them, so I'm going to generate leads. When somebody raises their hand and asks me for a market analysis, what I do is I deliver it in this box. Okay. I think Linnea may have talked with you one time. I deliver it in this box. This is what it looks like that I drop off at their front door. All right. So I'm going to really quickly run through that with you so I can give you more ideas of video content. So somebody requests that I drop off the CMA. I knock on the door. I hope they answer. If they don't, I send them a quick text message. Then I drive them to a video that is me personally reviewing that specific market analysis to them. I say their name as I'm doing it. It's a specific video directly to them. Okay. I drop off my marketing plan. I drop off my book. I drop off my seller's guide to these people. Then I send them a 17-minute marketing video. Then I also email those assets that I just told you about as well, because now I have their email address. And then I send them to a specific funnel requesting, this is what I do first. I send them to a specific funnel requesting if they would like a market analysis. Okay. So now, like, they're seeing me, I'm educating them, and then I'm dropping it off to their home with all of these things. Now, why did I writing these books? Everyone helped me realize how powerful a book was and how I could utilize a book to position my authority, right? To help me stand out from the rest of my community, because less than 1% of the population actually has a book. Here's an example of my good friend Annie. Her book helped her to go from 0 to 7 figures in less than 13 months. So I took what was working for other people and utilized it in my own industry. This is a photographer, right? She says, the best thing we have ever done to elevate our brand, Help us be the authority figure because it legitimizes us and separates us from the competition because nobody else is doing it. Okay, got her on stage. We got Dan, we got some great, I just saw, if this can work for them, and then it gets them to these numbers. Okay, now what else can we create to educate people? First, let me explain to you what a funnel is in case you don't know. A funnel is kind of like a website, but it's a website that is designed for a very specific reason. It's a website that I know why people are going there because I drove traffic to that, right? So if I'm creating video content about selling, I want to drive more traffic and more information about selling. Then I want to drive them to a specific funnel. You can call it a website that specifically talks about selling because that was what I originally was marketing to them. Okay. Now there's different, you can create a funnel for anything. We've got funnels, an executive bio funnel, which is basically like showcasing yourself, seller funnels, buyer funnels, hero funnels, home evaluation funnels, community funnels. These are all educational pieces. The idea is for you to think about this type of thing as a new opportunity for you to really, really position yourself as different than your community. Okay. Think about that. How many people are authors? How many people are doing seminars? How many people wrote a book? How many people host or created an event? How many people are sending you buyer guide, seller guide, marketing plan, right? There's so many things you can do to elevate your status. Okay. When you do this, you show you're experienced, you show you're an expert, you show you're knowledgeable, you're top of your field, and you are a differentiator. All right. When I say that you're a mind reader, it's because when you answer questions that people don't even realize they have, they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. She's reading my mind. Okay. So imagine this. Imagine if a buyer calls you and asks you questions about the buying process. So you send them your book or your guide or your course or your funnel on how to purchase a home of your dreams in 12 easy steps. And the other agent does nothing. Or let's just say a seller calls you and says they're interviewing other agents. You send them your guide or your checklist on the top 10 things that they need to do, to ask, and to look for when hiring someone to sell their home. The other agent does nothing. Let's just keep going here, right? Someone's going to sell their home. So you send them your online video series, 11 Deadly Sins Homeowners Make When Selling Their Home. The other agent does nothing. I could do this to you forever. Okay, what to expect when listing your home, a seller's guidebook. Okay, other agent does nothing. Understand that when you educate people through resources and tools, you're marketing to them. Marketing and education go hand in hand. Okay, and that's how you can get earnings like this. So some of you are like, I'm brand new. I've never taught before. I don't know what to talk about or what to say. Yes, you do. All right. Understand this. Your goal is to serve, not to sell. And you can become a collaborator with somebody else. Think about what questions people are asking. How can you solve their problems? How can you learn something from somebody else and be a reporter on it? All right. And remember that enthusiasm sells. So you can read a book and do a video on it. You can interview another broker or an agent, do a video on it, right? You can go to a training. You can report back. You can interview other industry experts. That's a video. You can collaborate with title, escrow, lending, solar. I mean, the list goes on. Create collaborative content with them. You can interview them. That's content, right? Strategic partnerships. You can go to answerthepublic.com, type in a question. Oh my gosh, hundreds of questions come out. This is a free service, answerthepublic.com. You can go to Google and you can search in how to sell a home and look what shows. It tells you everything in order, what people are searching in Google, the #1 search engine. All of that is content for you. When you click on one of them, okay, go down to the bottom, it gives you related searches. All of that is content that you can create. All right, there's a plethora of things that you can do. Go into your community, find a Facebook group. Think about other things that are happening in your community. What questions are being asked? What posts are getting a lot of likes, comments, and shares? What videos are getting the most views? What problems do people have? Unless you're solving a problem, you cannot be considered a solution. Become the solution, okay? Remember, marketing is education. You're educating your community how to make the best decision to get the best outcome. You're bridging the gap from where they are to where they want to go, okay? This also works with your niche. Okay, I'm not going to get into that, okay? You guys know her, you know this girl. She 5x'd her business, sold over 25 homes because she focused on being different and being relentless and not stopping. All right. She's a content machine. Here's Eric. I want to explain like how this can work. When he first started doing this, it said he had only made from January to April, $9,000. Then the next year during a pandemic, he went in the first 4 months, he did 54,000. It's a 577% increase. Let's fast forward. The next year, he grew his business even 36% more, right? He increased his take-home commissions by 222% more. All right. He says, my clients and community look to me as a true community market leader, and my repeat and referral business has never been stronger. Okay. Why? Because he's doing things differently. Then 2021, he got the top 3 agents in his area. All right. You see the progression. I cannot wait to go head to head with the agent who has dominated the past decade. I am going to crush her when it comes to marketing. How can he do that? Because he's marketing to the masses. You're running an ad, 75,000 people, 300 people clicked on it. How many open houses do you have to do to get 8,000 people clicking on you, watching your video, seeing your face? Okay. The last thing, when you create educational marketing, you can take over any market, no matter what is happening. All right. I'm going to show you how. There's 2 types of ways you can create content. Number 1, direct to clients. This is where you're connecting with leads, you're educating your community directly by yourself. The second form is doing it with strategic partners. So you doing it on your own right now is like you marketing on Facebook and YouTube and all these things direct to client. I'm going to go after first-time buyers, let's say. So I'm going to create something on how to improve your credit to buy a home, first-time buyer home tips, how to buy a home after foreclosure, a 6-step process on how to apply for government assistance. Okay, that's you directly to the consumer. The second approach is to collaborate with experts, referral partners. Okay. Who has the people that I want? Who has my audience that I can collaborate with, join alliances with to be able to get in front of their audience? A great example is what we're doing right now. Okay. Right now, Street Text has me on this. Street Text is allowing me to be in front of you. We all did it. We all market it together. Right? We're marketing for each other. I invited my community. I invited my 150,000 list right to this. And now I'm in front of Marcus. Marcus is in front of my people. Does that make sense, everybody? We're collaborating because this is the audience that we both serve. So we're collaborating so that we don't have to do it all on our own. Ask yourself, who has the people you want? Who already has your following, your audience, and your clientele, right? And what can you collaborate and create together mutually to educate them? Or what can you create that would add value to their audience, right? Who are the community influencers? First of all, who is the actual person that has a large network that you can connect with? Okay. These are influencers, referral partners, professionals. There's a B there. I'm not sure what I do. Sorry. I didn't delete it. There's other brands, other service providers, there's companies. Who are the people? Who are the groups that have your people? Okay. Right. Okay. Now, how can you educate those people? What are the problems people have in that group? What are the needs? What are the wants? What are the desires that they have? How can you bridge the gap from their community, from where they are to where they want to go? How can you make things easier for their people? Serve, not sell. Okay. So what do? You identify the leader and then you offer value. You can co-create and you can collaborate with their people. You can do joint education and collaboration, right? You're exposing your brand. The idea is that you're going to expose them to your people. They're going to expose you to theirs. So when you think about this, there's a study that says that when somebody refers you, that referral, the lifetime value of that customer will last like 16% longer. Okay. If Marcus says, I like Krista, she's great. That's same as giving a referral. If you were to ever hire me, it shows that you'll stay with me 16% longer because of Marcus. Same thing. I say Marcus is great. So you guys go, okay, Marcus is great. Krista said, I know Krista. I trust Krista. I like Krista. Marcus should expect to have you stick with him and be a customer for him 16% longer than you would if you weren't. Okay. Who are other alliances and everyday partners you can do? Lenders, attorneys, financial advisors, other realtors, if you're a lender, title, escrow, solar, contractors, and I can go on about all the strategic partners that you could do. What are the schools, the associations, the organizations, the places of business? Who are the other professionals? Who can you collaborate with? Let me give you an example. You're co-marketing with a divorce attorney. Together, you can create this, or you can give this to him to give to his audience. The A to Z process of selling your home during divorce. 7 steps to selling your home peacefully with children through divorce. How to divorce your house. How to collaborate. How to choose the right attorney when going through divorce and selling your home. Collaboration. A 6-step process. How to avoid losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in ridiculous, unnecessary attorney fees while selling your home through divorce. Okay. What about a probate attorney? How to sell a home through probate. A step-by-step process to selling a home through probate, from choosing your realtor to collecting the proceeds. 9 deadly sins unqualified probate attorneys make, how to avoid them and come out on top. You guys are getting, you're getting it, right? Financial advisor, the exact same thing. A step-by-step guide to real estate and financial planning. Financial planning and real estate, how to retire using the equity in your home to live comfortably. A 9-step process to use the equity in your home to retire gracefully and enjoy the fine things in life. 9 ways to use your home to retire. Now, notice I have a few mistakes. Sorry, guys. Here's a lender, right? How to improve your credit. How to buy a home after foreclosure. 6-step process on how to apply for government assistance without all the stress and hassle. How to buy a home with no money down. How to buy a home with poor credit. 7 qualities every buyer must look for while choosing a lender. Okay. I've just given you guys 4 pages of content. You could take one of these things, how to buy a home after foreclosure, and create 10 videos on just that. Okay. Solar, I can keep going. Inspectors, I can keep doing all of these.